Good morning, Russell Harris here. I don't know why I haven't done this before, because it began in the beginning and I never really read it to you. So I'm going to start. Genesis chapter 1. In the beginning God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw that the light was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And in the evening and the morning was the first day. And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. And God said, "Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. And God called the dry land earth. And the gathering together of the waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, and herbs yielding seed, and the fruit of the trees yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth." And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass, and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit whose seed was in itself after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day. And God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for a sign, for a season, and for days, and for years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven, to give light upon the earth." And it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. And he made the stars also. And God set them in the firmament of the heavens to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. And God said, "Let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creatures that have life, the fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of the heavens." And God created whales and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly, after their kind, and every winged and foul animal after its kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters of the sea, and let the fowl multiply in the earth." And it was the evening and the morning were the fifth day. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth the living creatures after its kind, cattle, every creeping thing, the beasts of the earth after his kind." And it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth after its kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth." So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Made them female, male and female created he them. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply, replenish the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. And God said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of the earth, and every tree which hath fruit of the tree yielding seed to you, and it shall be for your meat. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat. And it was so. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And in the evening and in the morning it was the sixth day. Chapter 2. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day God ended his work which he had made, and he rested upon the seventh day from all his work which he has made. And God blessed the seventh day, and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and were made. These are the generations of heaven and of the earth, when they were created in the day of the Lord, in the day that the Lord God made the earth and the heavens. And every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew, for the Lord God had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground. But there went up in the midst of the earth, but there went up a mist from the earth, and watered the whole face of the ground. And the Lord God formed man from the dust of the ground, and he breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. And the Lord God planted a garden eastward of Eden, and there he put the man with whom he had formed out of the ground, and the Lord God to grow every tree out of the ground made the Lord God to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight, and good for food. And the tree of life also was in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And a river went out of Eden and the water to water the garden, and from thence it was parted and became 4 heads. And the name of the first was Pishon, that it is which compasses the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold. And the gold of that land is good. There is Bdellium and the onyx stone. And the name of the second river was Gihon, the same is that encompasses the whole land of Ethiopia. And the name of the third river was Hiddekai, that it is which goeth towards the east of Assyria. And the fourth river is the Euphrates. And the Lord God took the man and put him in the garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, Of every tree of the garden you may freely eat, but of the tree of knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it, for in that day that thou eatest, therefore thou shalt surely die. And the Lord God said, It is not good for man to be alone. I will make him a helpmate for him. And out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and he brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called them, every creature, that was its name thereof. And Adam gave names to all the cattle, and to the fowl of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found a helpmate for him. And the Lord caused Adam to fall into a deep sleep. And he slept. And he took one of Adam's ribs, and he closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which the Lord God had taken from man made he woman, and brought her unto the man. And Adam said, This is now bone of my bones, and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. And they were both naked, and the man and his wife were not ashamed. Well, there you have it. God created the earth first. Before he created the universe, before he created the stars, he created the earth first. Then he caused the fish to multiply, everyone after its own kind, the cattle to multiply, everyone after its own kind, the birds to multiply. This first two chapters completely disprove any evolution. Now, they use the term evolution for microevolution. Birds, during times when the seeds are harder, develop harder beaks. Some birds develop longer beaks. Some animals develop thicker coats when they're in a winter climate. That's called microevolution. And no one denies microevolution. Things change. And in that, things change, and that's why we have the different colors of races. Everyone came from Adam and Eve. We are all brothers and sisters. Some of us are distant cousins, but we all came from Adam and Eve. So the black man is a microevolution from Adam and Eve. Or maybe the white man is. We don't know what color Adam and Eve were. And redheads and blondes and brunettes, Orientals and Indians, we all came from the same pair of people. And it was about 10,000 years ago. DNA has proven that. You can look that up. This is science. So we all came from the same people. Animals don't change into other animals. Amoeba don't turn into animals. We all reproduce after our own kind. You'll never, ever, ever see the news where a woman gave birth to an alien or a cow, or it doesn't happen. And so there we have it. God created everything, everything reproduces, and God gave man dominion. So later on we'll find out what man did with that dominion. And we'll find out that he fell, and he ate of that tree of knowledge of good and evil. And his spirit was separated from God. He did die. And so there, we're going to look into that later on. But for now, I want you to have a great day, and I want you to remember God. Tomorrow's the Sabbath day for Christians. Take that day and rest. Don't do any work. Go to church. Worship with some friends. And God will bless you, and I love you, and we will talk to you later. So take care.